So today we'll be making apple schnitten. It's a family recipe. Think of it like a giant Pop-Tart or a pie without the classic crust. You'll see. It's very good, it's very rich, and as many of you know, we have an apple tree in our yard, so we'll be using our own apples to make this.
I was gonna say apple calzone.
Apple calzone also works. So for the crust, what you'll need is 2.5 cups all-purpose flour, half of a teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 cup of sugar, not shown because it's behind me, granulated sugar, 3/4 of a cup of butter, that's a stick and a half, and you'll need milk, but don't just throw it all in. We're going to go through how to add the milk to get your dough proper. And then for the filling, you just need a couple of apples, some cinnamon, a little sugar, and if you like clove and that sort of flavor, you can throw that in too. You don't need a lot of sugar. The apple should carry a lot of the sweetness. We're just going to add a little bit of sugar. So let's start with the filling. Bloodstain mat. We're just going to chop the apple into little cubes for the filling.
It's a very juicy apple.
Yeah. We grow a good apple. We don't even know what this is. The type? We don't know what type of our apple tree is. It's the kind of apple tree that makes us apples.
They're good. We've
Yeah.
had some theories.
They're a little sour and sweet. They're the proper texture. They're not red delicious.
Yeah, they're not grainy.
So we'll get 2 apples and see where we're at. You will need less apples than you assume. I'm starting with 2 because I like a nice full schnitten.
If you have too many, you can always make rosette or some other apple treat.
Make sure we don't have any hard bits. Make it into our schnitten. A nice smooth schnitten.
Smooth schnitten.
Now
Like-
this is...
Like smooth jazz. Oh god. Hi, Roxy. How you doing? She's here. Hi, what?
our puppy.
Oh, she's coming back.
Beautiful, lovely. You can have apple. You want a little bit of apple?
Yeah, she does.
Here you go. Yeah.
She's so polite. She's so polite. Anyway,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I think you were saying something. She has her moments.
She has her moments, but mostly she's super well behaved. Like, she does not eat food off the floor. We have to tell her that it's okay to eat. She does get a little overexcited when she sees other dogs or animals. Did you finish your apple? Do you want some more? We have to leave some to make the schnitten, but you can have another piece. She knows when I'm in the kitchen, she's gonna get something.
Yeah.
I'll push over. I'll be making something not dog friendly and be like, oh, okay, you'll just get a cheese or something.
She did figure out how to open the gate. But even then, she didn't run far. She
just wanted to visit the neighbor dogs.
Yeah.
Look who's back.
Actually, we remember that you were just here.
Do you know what this is?
We were
a new
here.
apple. Taste test this for me. Good girl.
I should have a counter. How many pieces of apple you give her.
So far it's 3.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just little slivers, because I know she keeps coming back, so I'm not like overfeeding her apple.
No.
She also likes blueberries and strawberry and yogurt. And oh, look who's back! Do you just have a pile going, or are you just eating them this quick? This actually works out, because the piece I'm cutting here makes a flat edge, so when I cut here, it's not getting away from you. If ever you're cutting long ways through something, flatten the other edge, just so you don't cut yourself. Knife safety. Ta-da! I say that, and then I ensure that on one of these videos, I cut myself terribly. It makes it in the outtakes, because you would not let me get away with
That's true. And And I'll have a handy video to show the paramedics.
Yeah. No, he said to do it like this, and then he just did it however he wanted to. I don't know why. I guess he's some kind of dummy.
Oh, I was thinking I could have showed them how your finger used to look. I feel like I said the same thing when you were cutting wood once.
I'm going to cut I feel like I need a third apple. Again, I'm wrong. You will always cut too many apple for this.
And luckily, we have a dog for cleanup.
I'm going to set this one aside for Roxy. Hello again. Would you like to taste test this apple?
Maybe
no
not.
more apple? Okay.
You just want to be here?
How about this apple? Okay, she's just being picky.
What's the difference? Okay.
She's being picky.
Okay.
Listen, she knows. I trust her. That's gonna be enough apple. We can get rid of the cores. Actually, I need to save the seeds out of here because I'm a crazy person.
Yes.
So.
But you're my crazy person.
These are my apple cores for later.
Yeah.
It's spooky month. I get to just drop the facade and be a horrible goblin person.
Yeah.
Alright, so cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
There are not measurements for this. You can figure out measurements. I know about the amount of cinnamon I like. And I'm thinking some ginger?
I think we call this seasoning to taste.
Yes. I don't
Do you want like nutmeg or anything?
think any clove or nutmeg. I think that's going to be fine. A little ginger, a lot more cinnamon, and just a little bit of sugar. Not a lot, just a little bit. That's enough. I think more cinnamon. More cinnamon. Yeah. Wash my hands after this, but let's get it all scrunched together. At this point, it's going to start smelling really good. Don't put it in your mouth yet, though. We have more steps.
I mean, you could. At this, it's edible. There's nothing in this that's
if
not.
If you want to make this schnitten, this is not the time to start eating it.
I'm just saying.
You're going to want to.
There's nothing like raw and a problem. It's just, you know. I guess. I mean, it's raw apple, but
it's technically raw, but it's not like raw egg.
Not in a salmonella way.
Yeah.
Just in a delicious way.
Take your I like that because our apples are a little red and a little green, so it's just a nice fall apple. So we're gonna set that aside. I'll wash my hands. Get the butter, get the measuring devices. All right. What we're gonna do first. So I put the butter in here. I'm gonna heat it to soften it. You don't want it to be liquid, but you do want it to be soft. There's dough in this, but there's no water. So butter is what's going to bind your dough together. This is what makes it so rich. We'll just do 15 seconds. Because again, soft, not liquid. There we go. All right. I'm getting a fork to mash it all together. Look at that. That's what you want. Nice, soft butter. Salt. Half teaspoon of salt. That much. And a 1/4 cup of sugar. And then, first let's cream this all together.
It's looking good.
Yeah, it's butter and sugar. It's the best. I mean, that's the shortcut way. Is just dump the apples in here and go nuts. That's the depression schnitz.
That's to eat it with a spoon.
Yeah. That's the recent breakup schnitten. Like, I don't care, I'll do it over. Alright, I want to use the rest of this flour before I do the new pack, so we need 2.5 cups of flour. So, come on, flour. This should go. One. And a light quarter, so I'll do one more and a heavy quarter.
Math.
Math. Boop. One more. Heavy. There you go. Little peaks. Now we're going to put this all together. It's going to take a little while. Because it's a lot of flour, it's a lot of butter. So it's gonna give you a really sticky dough as the butter clings and incorporates into all that dough. Just keep with it. We'll go meandering after. After all the cooking, we'll go outside. I'll take you around the neighborhood. We chased you around the yard today, but I realized that you like getting out and about, so we're going to do that.
Did she get a fifth piece?
I tried to. You didn't want it. You didn't want it. You put it down on the ground, so I threw it away because you put it down on the ground twice. It's because I said W word.
Yeah.
Because I said W word. Hey.
Maxie.
I'm making a schnitten. You gotta calm your tits. Alright. So now we've got all the flour. It's not a full dough. But every bit of flour has a bit of butter attached to it. And now is when we start doing the milk. Now, you don't want to add the milk all at once. You want to add it 1 tablespoon at a time because the consistency is going to change greatly as you do this. If you overdo the milk, you have to go back and put in more flour. It's a delicate balance to find the proper stickiness. We're going to add a tablespoon and incorporate until we get a lightly sticky dough.
There's a science to it.
There's a science to it. It should be between 5 and 8 tablespoons. It's going to depend on a lot of factors. The temperature of the milk, the temperature of the dough, your altitude. Is it a Tuesday? Is it a full moon? All these things. I've tried to narrow down what's the perfect amount of milk, and the best I've come up with is just add it 1 tablespoon at a time. But you should end up with between 5 and 8 in there.
So figure it out as necessary.
We'll see what we get today. It's starting to form in places, but it's still not the universal sticky dough that I want.
So 4?
I'm going to put in 4 in a second. I just want to make sure. I'm making sure I'm bringing the dry up so it gets, the drier stuff gets milked. Yeah, we're getting there. Maybe 1, 2 more. Should have grabbed a bigger bowl, but I know I got other stuff to bake today, so don't have that many bowls. Don't have time to do dishes.
Gone too far. Doing it live.
Yeah, we're getting there. I'll try 1 more and see where we're at. We're almost there. I'm gonna do a half next, I think. Cause see how it's before it wasn't all one entity attaching to the spoon. And now it is, so we're close. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. It's all becoming 1 big clump. Alright, we're just going to, we have to make sure it's all kneaded together, so let's put it out. Just hand kneading it together to make sure. Seeing that? It's becoming that flaky crust that we want. A little sticky, but very, very flaky. And that's exactly what we're looking for. Now, we're going to take it into about half. You will end up with 1 bigger and 1 smaller, and that's okay. It looks like, I think this is the smaller, but let's see. No, I think that's
pretty close. It's pretty close.
Oh no, this makes it harder.
You want one to be bigger.
You want one a little bigger. Typically it just happens naturally, but you want one a little bigger.
So it's not just okay, it's necessary.
Necessary, yes, good.
Well, alright then.
Good. we're going to take the bigger, we're going to set it aside, we're going to take the smaller, and first I need to get out some wax paper. I'm going to lay down some wax paper, we're going to roll this out, we're going to put our filling on, we're going to roll out this one on some wax paper, apply it on top, seal the edges, cut some vents, and bake it. So let's preheat that oven.
Preheat that oven.
Preheat that oven. Needs to be at 400. I have a database of my recipes, but because my computer's upstairs, I always just end up writing like Cliff's Notes on 3x5 cards, so I don't.
Hi, Roxy.
Anything. Get down. You can't have anything on the counter right now.
She wants to help.
She is helping. She's being a darling.
She's being moral support.
We're going to put it in here. We need wax paper. For a second I was like, please tell me we have wax paper. We have wax paper.
Roxy is very interested.
Because she's smart. She knows there's something exciting. So, small piece. See, if you do the smaller piece, because like this has to like shape over the filling, so that's why you start with the smaller piece. If it's too sticky, you might need to put another piece of wax paper over just to keep it from sticking to your rolling pin. But I've got a pretty good consistency going, so it's not killing me. You want to make it real thin, about 1/4 inch throughout. Closer to 1/8 if you can. Longer than it is wide. So we're not making a pie, we're making a Snitt.
You get all that?
She did, she's very smart. I don't have to repeat instructions for her. That's a lie. She doesn't listen to me.
She understands, but that doesn't mean she'll
Doesn't
do.
listen.
We had to look up other huskies to be like, it's not just ours, right? The answer is no.
They're willful beasts.
Very smart, and it's a problem. Like little furry toddlers.
I want this to be even thinner.
How thin were you saying?
Between 1/4 and 1/8 inch.
Oh.
Oh, pretty thin. And it is very sticky, so there we go. That's it. And as I said before, I made too much filling.
Whoops, all filling.
Let's get this dispersed throughout. Not too thick. You don't want the filling to. You want to leave some edge because you want to press this down around the edge. I think I could get away with this. I can get away with this. It's gonna be a plump one.
I love that. I think I can get away.
I can get away with this. My ancestors will look down and go, "What are you doing?" I can get away with this. Transfer that to here. And then we need another one of those. Spread it out, and then we'll plop it on top. Sometimes they come out weird shapes, so I gotta see if I can match it. If not, I'll just pull it together around the edges.
I believe in you.
Why?
You make all my food. I kind of have to trust you.
That's fair.
Like, also I love you, but like, you can love someone and not trust them to cook for you. It's a separate.
Did I show you the thing I found online that I liked?
I don't know. You showed me many things you found online that you
The
liked.
2 beers and a puppy test?
No.
So it's a way to determine if you like someone and if you trust them. Is ask yourself, would I have 2 beers with this person, and would I trust this person to watch my puppy for a weekend? And if the answer to both is no, don't hang out with that person.
I like that too. That's fair.
If you say yes to both, then then you should be in their lives more, and like make the effort. And some people are responsible and no fun. And some people are fun and not responsible, but if you are neither, then ish. And if you're both, then yay.
I mean, I'm not particularly fun.
You are fun. I've had 2 beers with you often. You just don't drink the beers.
Well, okay, you had 2 drinks at me, then you're not with.
I'm weird.
Nearby me.
Don't make it weird. Nice heavy dough. So let's make a mistake.
Woo!
Alright. Get in there. Right. So at this point we're going to tuck in all our apples. Just say goodnight. Say goodnight to the apples. Tuck them in. You want to pinch around the edges. Make sure that there's no apples poking out. We're almost there. You can bring it up, you can bring it down, as long as the dough is pinched together. Come on, look at how beautiful that looks already. Look at how delicious. Just pinching more there.
Pastry.
It's a giant pastry. All right, and to make sure it doesn't explode, poke some holes.
Mm-hmm.
How many holes? Trust your instinct and add 2.
Too many?
Too many is better than too little, because otherwise you'll get an explosion, all the juices will, and it'll like dry out. Alright, so, the oven's at 400. This is going in. Oh, no, I'm skipping a step. I shouldn't skip a step. Do not skip a step. To help it brown, we're going to brush the top with some milk. This is going to help the dough get a golden brown as it's in the oven.
It's interesting. It's like an egg wash, but milk wash.
Milk wash. Is it going to look pretty at this point? Yes. Yes, it is. Look at that. That's gorgeous. You can fit so many calories in this bad boy. Alright. So now it's going to go in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. Keep an eye on it without opening the oven to make sure it's getting that golden brown. And we'll come back.
It's embarrassing?
It's embarrassing. Don't record this. What did I tell you? Stop.
No.
This is touching the side, so I at least need to cut it down. Fucking wax paper. Yeah.
So wax paper in or no?
Yes, but you can't touch the sides of the oven. It'll just start melting. Yeah.
And it's in for 21 minutes? Is that what it said?
Well, it's going to be in for 25 to 30 minutes, but I'm going to have to check it. Because we're not cooking on specifically time, we're cooking on texture and color.
Alright then.
This is optional because the Schnitten is delicious on its own. It's already very sweet. It's got nice, it's apple. It's an apple Pop-Tart. It's delicious. But if you like iced Pop-Tarts, here's how you do the icing. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take a lot of powdered sugar and a couple of drops of milk and mix them together. You're going to see it's going to be a lot and a little. So, boop. I should pick up more powdered sugar. Boop. 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 One more should do it. spilled some. Alright. Look at all that powdered sugar. Oh man, you'd have to use at least a tablespoon of milk to get that down to an icing. No, it's probably gonna take like 3 drops.
That was literally 3 drops.
It's gonna take a little more, but it compacts real fast. You don't want to add like, oh, I'll add 1/4 of a tablespoon and it'll just be gone. It'll just be too runny, and you're looking for, yeah, see, look at that. Look at it disappear. You're looking for a consistency like honey. It's gonna barely flow, and it gets there real fast. So just the tiniest amount of milk at a time. Really, this entire recipe is just about your milk control.
Milk control. I want that to be a band.
Neutral milk control.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Look at that. Look how quickly that turns to a nice, glossy looking icing. We're going to loosen up with just a little bit more, and then when that comes out of the oven hot, we're going to drizzle this on. But that's, yeah, right? You see? It's a little chunky still, so we're going to add a little more. I shouldn't have chosen the textured glass.
It's a little loud.
Look at that icing. Look at that. Less is more for this. You don't want to ice it like a Pop-Tart. You kind of want to drizzle zigzags. Just a little accentuation. And for now, we'll put both these away in the fridge.
Oh, what's the other one? Toaster strudel?
Toaster strudel, yes.
Less like a Pop-Tart, more like a toaster strudel.
More like a toaster strudel. Good analogy. Oh man, I like toaster strudel. It beeps.
It beeps.
We're checking it.
Show me your wares. What?
I think that, yeah, if that's golden brown around the edges, that's done. Now, while it's hot, is when we put on the icing.
Yeah.
Kept it nice and thick, put it in the fridge, the heat'll. Just gonna drizzle back and forth.
Yeah.
And drizzle side to side.
And this is something your dad used to make?
This is something that my dad got the recipe from my grandma.
Ah.
So, it's from the German side of our family, because the actual name is Apfelschnitten. You have to say it like that because it's German.
Right.
I might have overdone it on the frosting.
No such thing.
I might have gone too far in a few places.
You went a little Pop-Tart.
I went a little pot. I did the thing I warned against.
Yeah.
But this is a very fall thing for me. I don't make this often, so remembering exactly how much icing you need is, I don't remember things from last Tuesday. I do not remember things from last year. That's good. We're gonna leave it there.
And then once it cools a bit, we'll cut it open.
And eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Will be devoured. It's still very hot. Cut them in whatever way makes sense to you. I'm gonna do little squares where I can. Do like there. Oh, the smells came out extra when you cut into it. Yeah, 2 cuts.
Now, would you say that they should cut all the pieces immediately? Or does it matter?
You can cut it as you go. I like cutting all the pieces immediately.
Makes it easier to eat later.
Easier to serve to guests.
And to your wife?
I'm just gonna set us up a plate of this to start eating because it's still an hour till dinner.
Mm-hmm.
The corner pieces just for snacks. And a couple.
I mean, is it cool enough to eat now?
Yes. Oh, I'm taking the middle piece. I'm taking the middle piece. Oh, look at that. It's still warm, but it's not hot. You want a little piece?
Yes.
No. Middle piece. The only thing with the middle piece is it starts falling apart. So we'll just do an open face pie. Here.
I can make an end piece. I can make an egg piece.
Okay.
Little piece.
Mmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With the icing, it's just like an extra burst of sweetness. Wow.
A plus.
Really good. Love Schnitten. I didn't really eat much today. I had an egg.
I think these can count as breakfast foods.
I mean, a Pop-Tart is, these are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So good. I love fall.
So is that it for the apple Snitt?
Yep. That is a good finished apple Schnitten. Enjoy it. Eat as quickly or as slowly as you like. I think I might have a third piece.
I'm also gonna have another piece.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna try one of these side boys, because these are like big thick boys, but also an edge piece, so you can hold it there.
But yeah, make your own at home. Tag us if you post it anywhere.
Yeah, show me your Schnitten. Oops.
Rock on.
Delicious.
Rock on.
Rock on. The middle pieces have trouble staying together, so it kind of fell into a pile.
Oh, Schnitten.
Darn.
Oh, Schnitt.
My heritage. Yes, Foxy. It's an emergency.
I do love that thing, but it is very in your face.
Well, the next kitchen we'll have to make sure we be like, could we shoot videos here?